I shot my first campaign for Three of Cups during a war. I never, ever, ever thought I would utter those words, but I found myself there. There were missiles being intercepted overhead. And one thing I always believe in is keep moving forward. So that's what we did. Hi, my name is Lauren O'Connell. I'm the founder of Three of Cups Beauty and Wellness. I'm a 43-year-old breast cancer survivor, mom of two teenagers, and a doodle, and I am the beauty editor at Cosmo Middle East magazine. I, when I first started really actively creating my beauty brand, I had been working on it for about two and a half years. And when I was about 6 months away from launch, I got breast cancer. I was diagnosed with breast cancer. So that was setback number one. Then I go through all the cancer treatments. I'm in a forced chemical menopause for the rest of my life. I had a total laparoscopic hysterectomy in December 2025, looking to launch March 2026. And on February 28th, 2026, there was an interception. I live in Dubai, and that was the start of a war. And I have never lived through a war before. I did not know what it was like, but it was just overhead, and we would get lots of notifications on our phones to stay inside. And I couldn't believe that this was reality, and this was my reality. And once again, I'm getting ready to launch my brand, and just something crazy happens. But we keep moving forward. So we waited a few weeks just to kind of suss out the whole situation. And it didn't look like anything was really improving. And I thought to myself, I have to shoot this campaign. I have to launch my brand. I had all the products, and it was just time. So initially I was going to have a bunch of my girlfriends be the models in my campaign, but they all left the country. So I hired models from a modeling agency, and there were still women here in Dubai. A lot of women stayed, and they agreed to come to the studio and to model for me. They were such beautiful women. Actually, I can show you. I made these oracle cards. So if you purchase the shower mask right here, this is a face mask you can use in the shower, my first product. You get an oracle card along with your purchase. So each oracle card has a theme. These are all written by me. She is the worth. And underneath it says, you don't have to earn this. And on the back of the card is a message I wrote with an affirmation and a QR code taking you to a digital sanctuary on the Three of Cups website, where you can find more affirmations to go through to correspond to whatever you're going through in life. And all of these beautiful models were hired, and they shot this campaign while we were going through a war. There I am, and there's my daughter. Yep, there she is again. And so it was absolute madness. And, the vibe in Dubai at that time was, people were very concerned and anxious. It was not a happy time. A lot of people left the Emirate, but a lot of people did stay. I have to say, I did feel safe the entire time, and I didn't want any model to not feel safe while she was there, but all of them consented, and they wanted to be part of it. And it was just the most wonderful day. It was as if nothing was going on outside those walls. There was, the war wasn't happening. And instead, it was just everything that Three of Cups back there represents. It was celebration, joy, celebrating one another, celebrating each other's beauty, abundance, happiness, just all the good things in life. And Three of Cups to me also symbolizes healing, and healing through women. And I feel like with all of us there and just cheering each other on and the good feelings, it just took away a lot of that anxiety that had been building up with the war going on. This was maybe 3 weeks into the war. At the very end of the day, actually, we ran over. So I can't remember exactly what the hours were supposed to be, maybe 9 to 3. And by the time it was 3, we still had more time. I still had more shots. I needed more shots. And so I said to the models, obviously I'll compensate you, but if anyone wants to stay extra, I would really appreciate it. They all wanted to stay extra. So everyone stayed. The music was going. We had matchas for everyone all around, and it was just a wonderful experience. And at the very end of the day, around 5-ish, an alarm went off on the phone, and it's a very jarring, loud alarm saying stay indoors. And it was like kind of bringing us back to reality. But as I was driving home that day, I thought to myself, you know, everyone needs connection in some way or another. Even if you're an introvert and you like to stay at home, you don't really like to socialize with people, you might still need connection just through your phone and just, reading books or whatever it is. However you connect. My daughter calls herself I think she calls it an omnivert. She's introverted and extroverted, but ambivert, I think that's what she says. But there's always, you might connect by messaging people on your phone or texting or posting on Twitter or whatever it is, X. And I was just thinking about how it was that connection and the coming together and the supporting of one another, and that was just what my brand is really all about, and it's what we need as women and what we need as humans. And it was just such a great feeling. And I felt like everything I was hoping to create with 3 of Cups, I could see it already happening. If you want to know a little bit more about my beauty brand, 3 of Cups, you could check that out right here.